Consumer watchdog warns of heavy metals in clay masks, with 2 products exceeding mainland and US limits. The expanded Terminal 2 of Hong Kong Airport features a new coach hall, the first facility to open after 6-year renovation. And pro-Palestinian protest forced the Vuelta a Espana cycle race to be abandoned at its finale in Madrid after clashes erupt. Good evening, you're watching Cable News. I'm Cheryl Yun. Clay masks are popular in skincare routines for clearing pores, but the Consumer Council found that 2 brands contained heavy metals exceeding international safety limits, posing risks if overused. The Consumer Council tested 30 clay mask brands priced from $79 to $610. Over 90% contained traces of heavy metals. 2 brands, however, exceeded safe limits set by the mainland and the US. Aromatica's clay masks were found to have excessive arsenic and lead, while Apivita's products also contained too much arsenic. The watchdog cautioned that prolonged exposure to high levels of heavy metals could lead to absorption and build up in the body over time. But they stressed that these masks are safe if used as directed, sticking to recommended application times. The council highlighted 2 heavy metal-free brands as worry-free options. Meanwhile, 40% of the tested masks contained 1 to 5 types of fragrance allergens. The watchdog warned against over-applying masks, which could backfire for skincare enthusiasts.
Pay attention to recommended application time. Leaving the mask on for too long may excessively dry out the skin or increase the risk of allergic reaction. Even for oily skin, avoid over-cleansing and use a clay mask at most 1 to 2 times per week.
Shoppers are also urged to carefully check ingredient lists and usage instructions before buying. Despite free government vaccinations, many parents in the city opt for private plans in hopes of better protection for their children. However, a survey by Consumer Council revealed that these schemes often impose unfair terms, demanding full prepayment while refusing refunds even if a child is medically unfit for the jab. Quinton Yang reports.
A Consumer Council review of 19 non-government-funded child vaccination schemes across 9 private healthcare service providers found that 18 of them require full upfront payment, often totaling thousands of dollars. Only 1 clinic allows payment by dose and offers a 7-day cooling-off period. Alarmingly, even when a child is later deemed medically ineligible, most providers withhold full refunds, instead deducting fees for consultation or administration. The investigation also revealed significant price disparities of different plans, ranging from $3,000 to over $14,600. Yet higher costs did not guarantee broader coverage, as prices for the same vaccines varied widely, and package details were often unclear before purchase.
The Council urges service providers to enhance transparency by clearly listing the types of vaccine covered and the detailed charges of each scheme. Any additional charges or refund arrangements should be clearly explained before payment. And consumers should be allowed to consult a doctor prior making payment.
The watchdog advised the parents to consult their family doctors, compare plans carefully, and understand all terms before committing to any prepaid package. The alert follows the sudden closure of Alliance Medical Group in May, which left hundreds of families out of pocket and triggered over 1,200 complaints, with nearly half of them related to child vaccination packages. Quinton Yang, Cable News.
Health officials took the lead to get the flu jab, with Health Chief Lo Chong-mao getting the newly procured Sinovac inactivated vaccines. Addressing concerns about Sinovac's lack of clinical trial data for pregnant women, Lo acknowledged differences compared to French-manufactured Sanofi vaccines. Leading a team of government health officials, Lo received the Sinovac inactivated flu vaccine alongside a COVID-19 vaccine. With the new flu vaccination program starting next Thursday, there are concerns over the government's choice of the vaccine brands, which include mainland-based Sinovac and French-manufactured Sanofi.
咁所以呢啲學上咧係有個分別喺度。
Lo noted that Sanofi's vaccine is deemed suitable for pregnant women based on clinical trial data, whereas Sinovac lacks such data for this group. While acknowledging medical differences between the two, he emphasized that the choice of vaccine should not be based solely on the brand, but on individual medical needs. He added that the government would ensure greater availability of Sanofi vaccines at clinics serving pregnant women. Meanwhile, Edwin Choi, controller of the Center for Health Protection, warned that Hong Kong entered its summer influenza season last week, which could last up to 4 months and potentially overlap with the winter influenza season. He urged Hong Kongers to get vaccinated as soon as possible. At the Hong Kong International Airport, a new coach lounge at the expanded Terminal 2 is set to open next Tuesday, its first facility after nearly 6 years of renovations, while more facilities will roll out in phases. Jamie Liu tells us more.
Just a few minutes' walk from Terminal 1, the coach waiting hall sits on the bottom floor of the 3-story Terminal 2. Open 24/7, the new lounge features over 100 seats and provides charging ports. The new hall will bring together all coach services, including cross-border buses and transfer shuttles, under one roof, replacing the current scattered and sometimes outdoor boarding areas. There are now 41 bus ports to handle the traffic, while the original ones will be turned into pickup zones for taxis and possibly online ride-hailing cars in the future. Airport Operations Chief Stephen Yu said more Terminal 2 facilities will roll out in phases, with the departure hall expected to open early next year. Meanwhile, eligible transit passengers who make a stopover in Hong Kong within 48 hours can soon claim their air departure tax refund on a one-stop government online platform. They will have 28 days to apply, with the refunds sent via credit card or electronic wallet. The new measure will kick in on October 1st, the same day the city raises the departure tax from $120 to $200. Jamie Liu, Cable News.
Vice Premier He Lifeng and U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent are engaged for the second day of trade negotiations in Madrid, which has shown progress on the fate of TikTok, though significant differences on national security and tariffs remain. Quinton Yan has more details.
Vice Premier He Lifeng arrived in the morning at Santa Cruz Palace that seated the Spanish Foreign Ministry, along with other senior Chinese negotiators. U.S. delegation followed, with head Scott Bessent striking an optimistic tone before the meeting resumed.
We made very good progress on the technical details of the agreement. In terms of the agreement, the overall agreement itself, our Chinese counterparts have come with very aggressive asks. We will see if we can get there. At present, we are not willing to sacrifice our national security for a social media app.
The two-day summit, the fourth such meeting between the two economic powers in 4 months, focused on TikTok's future, U.S. unilateral tariff measures, and export controls. The outcome of the TikTok discussions is highly anticipated, as a legislative deadline looms on Wednesday, which could force the popular app to be sold or banned in the U.S. A U.S. official familiar with the Madrid talks told writers that the administration is prepared to let the ban proceed if a divestiture from ByteDance cannot be reached. The official noted that, while technical details are largely resolved, Chinese officials have linked any agreement to unrelated demands concerning U.S. tariffs and technology restrictions. Just before the summit, the U.S. Commerce Department added several Chinese entities to an export control blacklist. In response, China launched anti-dumping investigations into U.S. imported analog chips and announced that U.S. chip giant NVIDIA violated its anti-monopoly laws. Quentin Ya, Cable News.
Pro-Palestinian protest forced the Vuelta a Espana cycle race to be abandoned at its finale as the Spanish police sought to quell demonstrations against an Israeli team's participation. Anna Chen has the story.
The demonstrators, chanting they will not pass, overturned metal barriers and occupied the Vuelta route at several points in Madrid as police attempted to push them back with tear gas. Some protesters clashed with police and formed barricades in the middle of the road. At least 22 police officers were injured and 2 people were arrested. The disruption started around 6 p.m. local time on Sunday after thousands of pro-Palestinian protesters occupied the final distance of the race route on Paseo de Prado in the center of the city, protesting against the Israel Premier Tech Team's participation in the competition. Organizers later announced that the race had ended early for security reasons and cancelled the podium ceremony. Danish cyclist Jonas Vingegaard was declared winner without crossing the line in triumph. He described it as a pity and he was really disappointed. Sunday's clashes came hours after Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez said he applauded the pro-Palestinian protesters who had disrupted the previous stages of the race. In response, Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar called Sanchez and his government a disgrace to their country, accusing him of encouraging the protesters to take to the streets of Madrid through his incitements. Anna Chen, Cable News.
Netflix hit miniseries Adolescence was the big winner at this year's Emmy Awards, scooping 6 trophies. The show's 15-year-old star Owen Cooper won Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Limited or Anthology series for his role as a British boy accused of a killing. He became the youngest ever male Emmy winner. Adolescence was also awarded the Best Limited Series, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Directing, and Best Writing. Meanwhile, Seth Rogen's comedy series The Studio walked away with 13 awards in total, rewriting history by picking up more awards in a single Emmy cycle than any other comedy series. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert won the Emmy for Outstanding Talk Series for the first time, as the talk show host received a grand ovation on the stage. He had announced that his show will end next year after being cancelled by CBS. Let's take a look at the markets. The Hang Seng Index ended the day up 58 points. Top active stocks of the day, Alibaba was up $3.50. PopMart was down $17.80. Xiaomi was up $1.05. BYD Company was up $3.60. On to the weather now, mainly cloudy with a few showers, isolated thunderstorms tomorrow. Sunny periods during the day, moderate easterly winds, sunny periods and a few showers on Wednesday and Thursday. Now let's take a look at the weather around the world. That's the news tonight. I'm Cheryl Yun. Thanks for watching and good night.